Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Miss Pamela Smith. Welcome to all my family, friends, and all my many supporters around the world. Good afternoon to my brothers and sisters. I am Miss Pamela Smith. I want to welcome you all on my post today. I just felt led to come today, as always, to continue to enlighten you all about what's going on with Miss Pamela Smith, Begging for Justice, the true story of Miss Pamela Smith. This is the book that I wrote called Begging for Justice. I wrote this book because the state officials abused their power. They would not play fair, I guess you would say, when it comes to justice in the state of Oklahoma, when women are female offenders locked up in the prison system. I was an inmate locked up in Oklahoma prisons, and I was guilty as charged. I went to prison for checks, credit cards, and stolen property. I did 6 calendar years. And so I want you all to know that while I was in the system, I was raped and abused, like a lot of women behind the prison walls is being raped and abused and mistreated behind the prison walls. So I wrote this book called Begging for Justice, the true story of Miss Pamela Smith. So I want you all to know that I continue my fight for justice. I continue to lift my voice, and I will continue to fight. I thank God to where he has brought me on this journey. I will never give up. I will continue to fight. I will always lift my voice for myself and many other countless women that have been raped and abused and find themselves in the Oklahoma prisons where they are being sexually abused and mistreated, and their civil rights and their cruel and unusual punishment is being inflicted upon women and male inmates in the prisons, not only in the state of Oklahoma. I have women write me letters around the world telling me how they've been raped and abused. But we have got to get Congress to take a closer look at how we handle business when it comes to female offenders being locked up and being abused while they're in prison, and their cries are silent. As you all well know, Miss Pam is not silent. And as everyone know, I'm not going nowhere because the Lord bless me. The good Lord has kept me in this battle for 23 years. I refuse to give up because I know what happened to me. I was an inmate. I was on a work release program. I was guilty as charged when I went to prison. And while I was in prison, I worked for the Department of Public Safety as a housekeeper. I was raped and abused and sexually assaulted by Donald Reed Cochran, a state driver's examiner. And he was never charged for all the crime that he had committed to Miss Pamela Smith. I was an inmate. If you don't know the state statutes or you know the federal law when it comes to inmates, then I suggest you read. You do not have the right to violate an inmate. Inmates are awarded to the states. They in your custody, not to rape them, not to abuse them, not to beat on them, not to torture them. And so when you do that, you violating their civil rights federal laws. But you can't get help when the state officials is being protected and being guarded by state officials shielding the rapists and looking out for their friends that have went along and boxed up Pamela Smith's case to be able to tank this case to keep justice for Miss Pamela Smith, to impede Miss Pamela Smith's rulings, to be able to stop her from her true justice. So for 23 years, I had an FBI that asked me in October of 2018. He asked me in the company of my brother, Minister Jamal Ali. He asked me, what's driven you, Miss Smith? And I said, justice and God. Because when you know what happened to you, you don't be quiet. You don't never shut up and be quiet for nobody. If someone violates your body, do something to harm you or your family, you must stand. You got to take a stand. You got to lift your voice and fight. So I wrote this book because the state officials would not give Miss Pamela Smith justice. They would not even give me media coverage on my case. This is one of the worst rape cases in the United States. And if it's a lie, the FBI, the U.S. Justice, told me this in 2018 when I was in his office, when I was showing him the evidence of the intake sheet in 2018 here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Went down and talked to the U.S. Criminal Department with Minister Jamal Ali. Took the evidence of the intake sheet and showed it to him. And he wanted to ask me, where did I get it? And I told him, law enforcement gave it to me. And then he also asked me, Miss Smith, what has driven you? I'm glad to tell them I'm a woman of much faith. I trust God through all things. And so I answered him those 2 questions. But when I answered the U.S. Justice and showed him the evidence, the new evidence, it fell on deaf ear. They didn't do nothing. So when I showed him that evidence, 3 months later, he called me back and said he had to recuse himself off the case because he knew Drew Edmondson and Tim Harris. Quite naturally, I know law enforcement know one another, but I went to the FBI, the U.S. Justice in the state of Oklahoma. I even traveled down the turnpike. We met with some of the NAACP, and we went and talked to the FBI. Me thinking that these boys is going to be different. They all the same. They all the same. They all in bed with each other until you get your case and your circumstances and your situation out of the vicious circle of the people that's protecting the hen house, the dog house, the crooks, the liars, the abusers, the manipulators, the rapists. You will never see your justice. And so God gave me favor with a judge up in New York. And when I say favor, he gave me a judge that allowed a $8.3 billion, billion, $7 million lawsuit to stand. Because that judge saw merits in that case. He saw truth. He saw this woman presented evidence to him. A glass salt shaker for 20 years. The state official said didn't exist. Said she was lying. Pamela Smith. She just making this up for money. Really. But I filed a $5 million May the 9th, 2019 in Timothy Guise's court in Oklahoma City, and he dismissed it. And he dismissed it on July the 26th of 2019. I wrote the judge a letter June the 20th, and he got it on the 21st, telling him, Your Honor, I've never been served. Now, that's in June. I saw it on TV, June 11th, because they was airing my lawsuit that I had filed in Oklahoma City on May the 9th of 2019. So Fox News was airing that. And so I was watching it on the news. And after I finished watching it on the news at the end of the broadcast, the anchor said, and it's all on my page, and I'm sure Fox 23 got it, said that the state officials filed for a dismissal. I saw it on the news. They never bothered to serve me. So Timothy DeGuise, the judge in Oklahoma City, a federal judge in Oklahoma City, he files a dismissal and dismissed my case on July the 26th of 2019. But yet when I wrote the judge in Oklahoma City and told the judge that I miss Pamela Smith, sir, I'm telling his court, his clerk, I've never been served. So that's June. Well, I still never was served. I get a dismissal July the 26th, 2019, and I'm thinking, wow, well, maybe something gonna come. I always try to say to you all, Miss Pam know what she know and what she don't know. I don't claim to be no scholar. I don't claim to be no lawyer. I know what I know, and what I know is all I know. And I use what I know with the help of others and God guide me and directing me. And that's been the gist of this. I had a few friends that had some legal experience to help me, but at the most of this, it's been my guidance. It's been the Lord guide me in doing this, you guys. But I'm still standing after 23 years. So when Timothy Guise, the judge in Oklahoma City, filed a dismissal, I said, well, dang, he done filed a dismissal and I haven't been served, and I done called his court, wrote him a letter, June the 20th, overnighted it to Oklahoma City on June the 21st, and it got to Oklahoma City. But the state officials told Timothy DeGuise that they served me on June the 21st. Now, how do you get mail on the 21st, but yet you tell Timothy DeGuise, the federal judge, you served me on the 21st? There's no proof of service. There's no documentation with my signature on it. There's no knock at my door. There's nothing. But they told this judge, Timothy DeGuise, in Oklahoma City, a federal judge, that they served Miss Pamela Smith. So August, I still don't have nothing. I write the judge again. These letters are up online. If they haven't sealed them, they up online. So, I write him again in August. Dear Your Honor, this is Miss Pamela Smith. How many times have I got to write you? This is the second letter I have written you telling you I have not been served. And yet you done filed for a dismissal on my case on July the 26th, 2019, and I haven't been served anything? When I sued the state of Oklahoma, I served them. See, I follow the rule of law. I'm going to do what's right, because I'm not going to give them no out. and no reason to come and try to attack me. The only way the state can win, Miss Pamela Smith, is lying, cheating, and backdating certificate services and destroying evidence and tampering with federal witnesses and even their money is not enough to stop Miss Pamela Smith. Because when you got truth on your side, you don't worry about no money. I don't have no money, but I'm still standing. Look at God. I don't have no money, but God is keeping me in the battle. I'm still standing with these crooks in the state of Oklahoma. And these is high powerful lawyers in the state of Oklahoma. But when you got truth on your side and you're doing what's right, you don't worry about it. You just keep on going. Because that's the new Black Panther, our man, a boy, when he came to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and crowned me the Queen Mother of the state of Oklahoma, when he told me this, he looked me in my face, and I, man, a boy, I thank you, brother. He said, Queen Mother, don't you worry. Your truth will outwin. All you got to do is keep telling the truth. You're going to go through some things in life. They're going to attack you. They're going to do some old dirty works. He said, and I guarantee you, you may not understand this, but somewhere along the line, they have even tried to hurt you. But God kept you safe. They have did something to try to hurt you, but they couldn't touch you because God got his angels. He got his protection around me. And he said, but don't you worry. The world is watching this case. These people are intrigued with this case, how you have fought for 23 years and how you have stood against the odds. See, there's one thing about Miss Pamela Smith. I'm always going against the odds, and I'm going to always be for the underdog. Because I have always been wrote off, dismissed, and discounted. And I've always been had to go against the grain. But I thank God. See, them the kind of people God used. The people that somebody wrote off and said wasn't going to be nothing. But look at me now. I stand before you and say, when Timothy DeGuisi dismissed my case based on fraudulent documents out of the Attorney General's office, Mr. Mike Hunter. Hello, law enforcement around the world. I hope you all are listening. Because the FBI and the Justice Department and law enforcement, y'all all fail me. Y'all cannot tell the law enforcement, the Washington Bureau, the U.S. Justice. You can't tell the new U.S. Attorney, Mr. Garland. Y'all cannot tell Mr. Garland that I was not raped. First of all, you need to tell him where is that glass salt shaker that Tim Harris and Drew Edmondson destroyed, and then went out and called Miss Pamela Smith a lie. You go out and destroy the glass salt shaker, and then you call Miss Pamela Smith a lie, the evidence of something that she was raped and tortured with at the Department of Public Safety. So these boys need to be held accountable. You destroy the glass salt shaker, you tamper with federal witnesses, we got documents, and then you go and destroy her medical records, you destroy her prison files, so when you come out of prison, you can't even assess Miss Pam. They let me walk out of prison without prison records. So when I came home out of prison, how do you really assess Miss Pamela Smith? You can't. They destroyed everything when I walked out of prison in 2000. They started destroying things in 1999. They destroyed the glass salt shaker in 1999. They is Drew Edmondson, the former Attorney General, and Mr. Tim Harris. And then they had DOC destroying my prison records. See, when you walk out of prison, for those of y'all that never been in prison, or you have some loved ones on their way out of prison, you have to come out with something called a field jacket. That is everything that they assess you while you're in prison. So when you come out, you go visit your parole officer. See, when you're on probation, that means you've never been to prison. When you're on parole, that means you've been in prison. So the difference in parole is meaning that you're on a parole because you've been in prison. I had been in prison. I used to be on probation, but I didn't follow the rules and I got in trouble. So they sent me to prison and I broke the law and got in some more trouble. So I went to prison. See, I tell my story. I don't leave chance for the devil. But I thank God for who I am today. I thank God that he stopped by the lost and found, and he came and claimed me, cleaned me up, delivered me, and got me ready for the battle. And I am ready for these boys. So I want to say to each and every one of you guys, y'all hold on, my battery's running a little low, so just hold on just a second so I can get it charged up. But I want you all to know that I'm still in the battle, and I'm still fighting, and I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going to give up on justice because that's not what God wants me to do. God wants me to continue to lift my voice and fight for his daughters in prison. And so before my phone run dead, I want to show y'all some documents real quick, because my phone is got to cut out. This is my transcript, you guys. The state of Oklahoma went and sealed up some documents on my case. I asked the U.S. Justice Department to investigate the state of Oklahoma for abusing their power. And so they sealed those documents up after the fact. After I sent out 110 copies to everybody, then they seal them up on the 11/19 of 2020. Then I wrote the governor a letter, and they sealed that up after everybody and their mama got a copy. But I'll come today to show you all I do have all the transcripts. I want you all to see that. I have the transcripts so the state can't lie. This is in this transcript where the judge told me I could not use the word rape in his courtroom. If you use the word rape, Miss Smith, we're going to call a mistrial. So I couldn't tell the all-white jury that I was raped with a glass salt shaker. If I did, the judge threatened me with a mistrial. So the glass salt shaker wasn't there. They did everything they could to impede Miss Pamela Smith's ruling on this case. So I'm asking you all to share all my posts. Stay with Miss Pamela Smith. Continue to fight with me. Keep sharing everything I have, you guys. And these are some of the green cards of everybody I have wrote. See, I'm not playing with these boys. So the state of Oklahoma in the Northern District done start sealing up documents. Why would you seal up a document when I wrote this book and to call all those people's names that's in that document that I found? That document was sealed to protect these state officials for all the wrong and the corruption they doing in the state of Oklahoma and on this case. In this book I called the same people's names. The FBI, the Lieutenant George Randolph who picked up the glass salt shaker, Drew Evans and Tim Harris who destroyed it. I mean, I chronically ordered, lined it out in this book, and this transcript tells the story. Y'all know a transcript is just like a Bible. So I want you all to know, join Miss Pamela Smith in Tulsa, Oklahoma, February the 19th, 2021 at the Greenwood Culture Center, 321 North Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma at 2 p.m. The original Black Panthers will be here. I'm going to say this really fast so my phone cut off. I love you guys. I'd like to say hello to Daryl. Daryl and I talked on the phone this morning. Original Black Panthers. He's looking forward to come standing with Queen Mother. And we talked this morning, and I send my love to them. Also, the Nation of Islam, Minister Jamal Ali was on the phone with his regional manager, regional, however y'all say that. I'm sorry, you guys. His regional leader in Houston, Texas. I believe his name is Hakeem Muhammad down in Houston, Texas. And they were on the phone with 100 Nation of Islam brothers. And they were talking about me and trying to say, tell her to keep fighting and stay encouraged. I welcome each and every one of y'all to come to Tulsa February the 19th, a Friday, and come stand with the Nation of Islam, Jamal Ali. Jamal needs some help, you guys. It's one thing to send your word and your love, but come stand with your brother, to stand with him, to help him hold up this sister that's been fighting for 23 years. So I love you guys, and the original Black Panther, we invite everyone to come and stand for Queen Mother. My writ is on its way to the United States Supreme Court. I ask y'all to send them corporate prayers up, please. Pray to God. Give it to Allah. Tell the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that his sister is still in the battle in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I thank him for sending his foot soldier to see about Miss Pamela Smith, and I thank each and every one of you guys. But I wanted to show you all that Miss Pamela Smith, hell, look how thick this book is. This was my trial in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Northern District. But the Northern District will start sealing up documents. There's something that's already out here. I also wrote the U.S. Justice Department and asked them on November the 22nd, 2019, I filed it in the Northern District in case number CV 0035, asking the Justice Department to investigate this case after John Wilford went and backdated a certificate of service in Oklahoma City in Timothy Grease's court and went and hid it. Then I want you all to know, once I discovered the new evidence in this case that the glass salt shaker did exist after all these years they said it didn't, I filed for a new trial. I filed a motion, and I filed this on November the 8th, 2019 in the Northern District. And I want you all to know, everything I did, I documented it. And the state know it. So now they sealing up documents. Now, why would you seal up a document on November the 19th that everybody and their mama got a copy of the letter? Why would you seal something after the fact? Are y'all trying? You couldn't say you protecting Pam Smith because my address is all on Google. You Google me, everything will jump up. Y'all computers will light up like a Christmas tree. So you wasn't trying to protect Miss Pam. 23 years y'all ain't tried to protect Miss Pam. So why would you seal up a document that's already been out here? This thing was filed it was mailed, but the minute it got stamped and these documents got a part of a case, then they start sealing them. So two of my documents that I know of so far, it's been sealed up. One to the governor, J. Kevin Stitz, asking him to call in a federal prosecutor to help involved in this case. I wrote him that letter October the 1st of 2019. Ignore it. I wrote him another letter October the 17th, 2019. Ignore it. And then I went downtown and filed the papers that I asked a judge in New York, Judge James Cott, in New York City in the Southern District to help me. He's the judge to let the $8.3 billion lawsuit stand. He sent it back to Oklahoma. As soon as it got to Oklahoma, guess what they did? They shut it down. Shame on the boys in the state of Oklahoma. You all make sure y'all pick up a copy of my book, Begging for Justice. Let your daughters read it. Let your wife read it. It talk about how women are abused in prison. I love you guys. Share everything I got. Y'all saturate Facebook with Miss Pam. I need y'all's help. You know what the state think? They think that I can't reach out and touch people to help me. They think that I'm by myself. How could they think that? Because you know what? They underestimate this little black girl, this little colored girl, this child of God. But I ask you all, share everything. Help me tell my story to get justice, to expose the state of Oklahoma. We're going to have a press conference here February the 19th, 2021 at 2 o'clock p.m. at 322 North Greenwood, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Please come. This is a reception. They're going to be honoring me with a Trailblazer Award. And I just want any of y'all to come and stand with Queen Mother, please. Load up your friends and come to Oklahoma and see Miss Pam. It's one thing to see me on Facebook. Come meet Miss Pam. Come stand with me. I love you guys so much, and I'm forever grateful. Thank y'all for all you do. But I wanted y'all to know the transcript do exist in case the state them go seal that up, or they say it don't exist. It's 20 years old. I got the original transcript. And one thing a lawyer told me years ago, don't never give your original transcript to no one. Your transcript is your roadmap. And this is the same book that the judge told me, if you use the word rape in my courtroom, I'm going to shut it down with a mistrial. Well, I was raped, Your Honor. Well, what do I say if I wasn't raped? So in other words, you can't talk about rape because we ain't got the glass salt shaker, because the glass salt shaker was destroyed in 1999 when Lieutenant George Randolph took it to the district attorney's office for criminal charges with fingerprints and DNA all over it, because it was investigated by the OSBI in Oklahoma, and then they destroyed it. And I want y'all to know that document that she sealed up, she sealed it up because she called people's names. Well, this book called all their names. It ain't sealed up. Hello, y'all. Do they think we all sleeping stupid? Who you protecting? If law enforcement, nobody, these names was called in that document, if you ain't got nothing to hide, you should be able to talk. No, it's the eyes coming out of Washington, D.C. paying attention to these crooks down here. Let me say this before I close. I don't sell dope. I don't smoke dope. I don't prostitute. I don't pack pistols. I don't use credit cards, so they can't come plant and do nothing to Miss Pamela Smith. So I want y'all to know that. Keep yourself clean when you're fighting the devil, because you know they'll go plant some stuff on you. They'll go lie, make up some crap on you, and say this. So y'all know Miss Pam. Y'all heard the story. Clean and sober for 24 years. Been out of prison going on 22 years. I thank God. So I want to share that with you guys. Share my post. Tell the story of Miss Pamela Smith. I can't do this by myself. There's too many women I'm trying to carry. You all help me, please. Share everything. Go share that story with Steve Koosweiler, the district attorney, when Daryl, the original Black Panthers, asked him where was the glass salt shaker, and he couldn't even answer. You know why he couldn't? They destroyed it. They destroyed the glass salt shaker in 1999. And Daryl asked him about the glass salt shaker August the 6th of 2020, and he couldn't even answer. He couldn't answer Daryl. He tried to talk about some statute of limitations. You can't have no statute of limitations on cover up and conspiracy and criminal intent. And that's what you did. Y'all need to go get that rapist out of Texas and lock him up, because this whole case been built on nothing but a bunch of lies and a massive cover up in the state of Oklahoma. Thank you for that judge in New York that allowed my case to still stand in New York, but he sent it down here because he knew I didn't have money to haul all these crooks to New York, and because Pacer Monitor is the service that John Wilford hid the proof of service in a computer. Martha Stewart went to prison for online trading. I went to prison for checks and credit card, line them up and put them in pink jumpsuits. I love you guys. Be blessed. Share everything Miss Pam got. I love all of y'all. Mark Alford, William, I can't see it, Muhammad, Lewis Hollywood Hayes, Rabbi, uh, in black man, in God we trust, and God. So hey, thank y'all. Okay, I love you guys. Go to work for Miss Pam, please. It's one thing y'all come on my post and follow Miss Pam and say she's strong and we encourage her and she got courage. That's one thing. Tell the story, you guys. Get the national press in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's over 7,285 untested rape kits sitting on a shelf, you guys. And them women look like me. Some of them died. Some of them staff. Get the press here. Miss Pam needs to tell to help my sisters that's crying out for help. Everybody may not be strong, Miss Pam. Everybody may not be built for the task. But you know what? I thank God I'll be their voice. And I love you guys so much. And keep it real, okay? Be safe out there and do what you need to do to keep your family safe. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.